Live from Fox 35 News, you're watching Good Day Orlando.
And right now at 7 here on Good Day Orlando. Families reunited here in Central Florida after being in Haiti. The ongoing efforts happening to get hundreds of Floridians back home.
And so much for smooth sailing. 2 cruises out of Florida are canceled this week because of a fire on board. Why it's a case of deja vu for crew members.
And you might want to plan your traffic a little more stringent than usual over the course of the next few weeks. Part of I-4 is shutting down overnight for the near future. More on what is causing this just ahead as well. But first, we do want to say good morning to you, Central Florida. It certainly is good to see you as always on this Monday morning. Look who we have here with us this morning. It is Fox 35's David Martin. Hey, David.
Danielle, good to see you.
It is good to see you.
I get to see you about twice a year. It's never enough,
you know. And guess what? You haven't changed a bit.
Please. Tell you on
David,
a Monday morning, my love.
No.
All right, let's get over to Fox 35 Storm Team's Brooke Gardner. Brooke, you also look good, my friend.
Good morning. Oh, thank you so much, Dave. It's good to see you. I was wondering if there was like an event going on in the studio, maybe some reason for folks to come in and be profiled by the David Martin. But hey, it's a pleasure to have you here, and good to see you as well. Well, look at this beautiful shot on this Monday morning. Ocala, 58 degrees right now. Just a spectacular start to this work week. It's back to school today for Orange County and Seminole County schools. It's the beginning of spring break over here in Brevard County and also for Volusia County. Last week of spring break for our Florida grade school students. Check it out. We've got a live view there, the convention center, the tower, Exploration Tower over there in Port Canaveral, shot from Gator Port side. Daytona Beach right now. The sun's starting to rise. Live view from the Hard Rock Hotel camp. Listen, look at the Pelicans doing their patrol. We got a lot of water coming in today. 7-foot waves, high risk for rip currents. If you're going to the beach today, it's encouraged you stay out of the water unless you're like right next to the lifeguard. It's going to be pretty sketch out there, so be careful. All right, bus stop forecast today as you face the reality of going back to school. 16 degrees at 8, 79 at 3 o'clock. All right, coming up, we're going to talk about some changes coming our way for the rest of this work week. First off, though, it's time for Sky Fox Traffic. I'm in for Deborah, and a new accident that just popped up. This one is located on the Hiawassee Road heading southbound. That is near Claricona, Ocoee Road crossing. So avoid that area if you can. Accident, so you can take one of those side roads to get around that one, but there could be a couple of backups. Also, there's an accident here over on, this is in southern Brevard County near Grant in Valcaria, right at US 1 and Shell Pit Road, blocking one of the lanes there. Otherwise, we're only facing kind of the typical slowdown you'd expect this time of the day. On I-4 from Champions Gate into downtown, usually a 20-minute drive. We're looking at about a 30-minute ride in. Not terrible, that's for sure. We've seen a lot worse. All right, guys, let's look at the weather and the traffic. We've got much more coming up here in just a bit.
Okay, Brooks, thank you. Breaking right now. There is a heavy law enforcement presence in Orange County. This at 25th Street and Westmoreland. Fox 35 is live at the scene, working to get more information. We will bring it to you as soon as we know more. Florida as rescue operations continue in Haiti. Flights will land in both Orlando and Miami today.
In fact, another flight arrived out at Orlando International Airport yesterday evening. Let's bring in Fox 35's Amanda McKenzie, who's joining us live this morning. And Amanda, good morning to you. There are still many more Americans, though, who are waiting to be rescued, some 500 in fact.
Oh, yes, hundreds have filled out the form asking for help and rescue from Haiti, which many are describing as a war-torn area that is becoming overcome by violent gangs wreaking havoc on the capital city. And happening later today, a confirmed 11 people are expected to land here at the Orlando International Airport on a rescue flight. Reporting live this morning, Amanda McKenzie, Fox 35 News.
Amanda, thank you. Developing out of Orange County this morning, one person is dead following a shooting Saturday night. Deputies confirming it happened just about 10:30 p.m. on East Colonial Drive near the 408 and Alafaya Trail. A man in his 30s was taken to the hospital where he later died. There is no word yet on a motive or any arrests in this case. Meantime, deputies are investigating another deadly shooting, this one in Orange County, and this one taking place on Saturday morning.
2 men were killed at an illegal after club after-hours club here on North Pine Hills Road. The victims were identified as 56-year-old Errol Sylvester Irving and 49-year-old Jocelyn Michael Gray. According to the sheriff's office, this illegal club was operating after hours out of a building with a sign that read Tax Office. Sheriff John Mina hopes new legislation will help deputies shut down places like this one for good.
We have already shut down many after-hours nights clubs. Working with the landlords, working with the state attorney's office, and so we're going to continue to do that because, as you saw last night, it just leads to violence.
The new legislation would make selling alcohol illegally a felony. If the governor signs the bill into law, it would go into effect this summer.
All right, 2 people are recovering this morning after their boat crashed near Sanford. Seminole County fire officials say it happened in the water near Old Geneva Road just about 7 p.m. on Sunday. 2 people were pulled from the water. We are told one of them was in pretty bad shape. It is now 7:05. Chaos on a Carnival cruise ship, and this isn't the first time. An exhaust funnel on the Carnival Freedom caught fire over the weekend near its port in the Bahamas.
The damage is so extensive, the next 2 cruises on that ship have already been canceled. Fox 35's Deborah Cho is live in the studio now with more. Hi, Deborah.
Hey, good morning to you both. Now, you can actually just see this smoke and just how much was coming out of one of those funnels. This is actually the second time, like Danielle said, in just 2 years that a fire broke out on board a Carnival Freedom ship. So, of course, we'll continue to follow that story for you. But live in the studio this morning, I'm Deborah Cho. Back to you, David.
Okay, Deborah, thank you. New this morning, a man is in jail after police say he was caught walking around someone's home in the middle of the night. Officers in Edgewater say a woman noticed someone roaming around her house on her security camera early Saturday morning. Once police showed up, they say the suspect, Scott Winkler, was hiding behind a fence. Winkler is now facing multiple charges, including loitering or prowling and burglary.
In Volusia County, a fire destroyed parts of a building over the weekend, and you can see the flames just shooting through that building right there. That is the Veterans of Foreign Wars post on Alabama Avenue in DeLand. Crews say that they were able to get everybody out of that building. Luckily, no one was injured. There is still no word on what caused the flames. The state fire marshal is currently investigating. 7:07 is your time. Happening now. Part of I-4 is set to close in Orange County because of construction happening there. FDOT says the westbound lanes will shut down every night just about 10 p.m. from now through Tuesday. The closure impacting Sand Lake Road to the Beachline Expressway, State Road 528. Now there is a detour that's been set up along Kirkman Road. The time right now is 7:07, still ahead on Good Day Orlando this morning. Now listen, you can't win if you don't play.
If you need another reason to play the lottery this week, we have a few billion of them. Plus, former President Donald Trump is facing a deadline today to pay a big court fee, or his assets could be seized. We break down what could happen if he does not pay up.
And an outpouring of support as Princess Kate announces that she is now undergoing chemotherapy for cancer. We sit down with a cancer expert to talk about what she can expect when this.
Weather-wise, today is going to be beautiful. Right now it's in the upper 50s in Ocala. We're on the way to 80 degrees today. Really a top 10 spring day. And tonight, an astronomical treat. We've got a lunar eclipse. Now it's a little one. It's not a big lunar eclipse. So I'll show you what that means for you. Coming up, it's Good Day Orlando continues.
The high-low temperatures on Fox 35 News are sponsored by T-Mobile, America's largest 5G network. A legal battle over her yard.
Ripped up property.
A contractor clearing land dosed her trees, too.
I just felt sick. It's a loss that you can't replace.
And doesn't want to pay what she's asking.
I think it's not fair.
Fox 35 investigates Monday at 10. Make sure you download the Fox Local app. It's a free and easy way to connect to Fox 35 News. Browse through Central Florida's top videos. Fox Local, it's got something for everyone. So make sure it's one of the apps on your smart TV.
And we do want to welcome you back, taking a live look at Port Canaveral through our Launch Credit Union camera this morning. Turning our attention to the health watch here for you now. Everybody is still talking about the health of Princess Kate, the Princess of Wales. Kate Middleton revealing that she is undergoing chemotherapy for cancer weeks after undergoing major abdominal surgery. The announcement comes after weeks of speculation regarding her health. Joining us this morning to talk about the use and effects of chemotherapy is Carla Bowen from Orlando Health Cancer Institute. I do not think that is your name.
No.
No, I guess maybe Carla was supposed to come. She didn't come. First and last name.
Dr. Amy Loughlin.
Dr. Amy Loughlin. Thank you so much for being with us, Dr. Loughlin. We certainly do appreciate you joining us this morning. Dr. Amy Loughlin, right name.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being with us here this morning. All right, the time right now is 7:15. Right name, Brooks Garner. Good morning.
Good morning. Hey guys, I want to give you a heads up. This is unrelated to the weather forecast today, which will be beautiful. But tonight, technically tomorrow morning, peaking at 3:12, there's what's called a penumbral lunar eclipse. It's like when the edge of the Earth's shadow goes over the moon. It won't be blood red, but it'll look like a darker shade of gray. So if you're into the lunar thing, it's a full moon. Look up at the sky and you'll see about 3 in the morning a gently dimmed moon. Kind of a cool feature there. Well, here's a live view from our Launch Credit Union Port Canaveral cam. Looking over at the Majesty of the Seas, the Norwegian cruise line. I should say the Royal Caribbean cruise line there. 64 degrees. Hard to keep track of them. We get so many cruises in and out of Port Canaveral. Heads up, Daytona Beach. We got a lot of wave action coming in. High tide approaching in the next hour. Live view from the Hard Rock Hotel cam. It's spring break for Volusia County and for Brevard County. So if you're heading to the beaches, it's recommended you stay out of the water. The rip current risk today is very, very high with a high surf advisory as well. Very confused sea, lots of white water. It's back to school though for Orange County and Seminole counties today. 60 degrees at the bus stop at 8 and 79 by 3 o'clock for a beautiful day today. So Brevard County, Volusia County, this is your week, and it's the last week of spring break for our Florida schools. 58 right now in Ocala, 70 degrees at Cocoa Beach. Winds on shore about 25 to 30 miles per hour. High temperature today, 80 degrees in Claremont, 76 degrees in Melbourne, 77 in Palm Bay, 74 degrees at Daytona Beach, 81 degrees in Ocala, 80 today in Cross City there in Dixie County. Our Fox 35 weather spotters checking in with 58 today for Jean and Deltona. We've got a temperature right now about 69 degrees for Paul and Rockledge, 67 for Steve and Cocoa. And today's good day catch, Owen Taggart nabbing this red snapper. That's a good looking fish. And Tano, age 6, his first largemouth bass, his first fish ever on Lake Toho. That's a pretty good thing. And here's Tommy with an unusual one, a baby hammerhead shark off of Daytona Beach Pier there. And Tommy threw it back. That's when you want to have the forceps for, right? Because otherwise there's a lot of teeth in sharks, I've heard. Our fishing forecast featuring beautiful weather for the next couple of days. Highs around 80 today with mid 80s for Tuesday and Wednesday. Beautiful weather inland for the ponds and the rivers and the lakes, but not so much out on the open ocean. By the way, I'd love to feature your catch. Send me a photo at fox35catch@fox.com to be featured here on Good Day Orlando. Yeah, with those waves coming in offshore, we've got a small craft advisory. Winds of 20 knots out of the east, seas up to 11 feet, 11 seconds between swell, choppy for bay and inland waters. Our tides featuring a high tide at 8:43 Port Canaveral, 2:48 is the low tide. So if you're fishing off the pier, you got a low tide this afternoon. As far as the waves go, high surf advisory, 6 to 8 foot waves today, 7 foot waves tomorrow, and about 6 to 7 foot waves on Wednesday. Needless to say, a very high risk for rip currents, likely to see red flags up and down the entire Atlantic coast for spring breakers. Wind gusts up to 30, a couple sprinkles around as well. At Satellite Beach, we'll top out at 75 degrees. So we've got a cold front coming our way for the middle of the week. It's a very weak cold front. Today, the front producing severe weather across Mississippi, Louisiana, and Arkansas. By the time it gets here, it loses all of its punch, and it may just be a shadow of its former self with a couple of showers around. There's simply no dynamics in the atmosphere to support severe weather. What it will do is knock our temps down for a bit. Right back up for this beautiful Easter weekend. Here's my 7-day forecast. We go from 79 today with breezy weather to 85 tomorrow. 84 degrees on Wednesday, and then on Thursday, a high around 80 with a 40% chance for showers, maybe a clap of thunder. Beautiful on Friday. The sun's back with 76 degrees, and we warm back up to 82 for a truly spectacular Easter weekend. Well, let's take a look at Skyfox traffic. Things are pretty quiet out there right now. We've got our typical delays on I-4 coming inbound from Champions Gate to Disney. There's an accident on Hiawassee Road, an off-highway accident. Hiawassee heading southbound near Claricona-Ocoee Road crossing. So heads up there, find an alternate route. This is going to be just west of Lockhart and Piedmont. Claricona area. As far as other accidents go, the only other one, and this is probably cleared at this point, this is on US 1 down in southern Brevard County near Grant and Valkyria off of Shell Pit Road, 1 lane blocked there. All right, let's look at our weather and traffic. Let's take a look at our pump patrol. Gas is $3.27 a gallon at this BP in Oakland, Florida. Not to be confused with the Bay Area, Oakland. The address, if you want to put it into your GPS, is 16,131 a gallon. All right, guys, is it 326 or 327? I don't know.
David's putting it in his GPS,
16,000.
Yes.
I've never heard an address.
That's okay. That's
like
Brooks
that.
Garner. That's how he does it,
He's
right?
got Powerball in
He
his
does.
mind.
Yeah, exactly. The number is still ahead on Good Day Orlando this morning. Chick-fil-A is changing a really key ingredient on its menu.
Yeah, why its famed antibiotic-free chicken is going away. Wall Street is looking to bounce back today after a bumpy end to the trading week on Friday. The Dow Jones lost more than 300 points, but the market still had its best week since December. It all stems from last week's Fed meeting, where officials predicted 3 interest rate cuts this year. Also in business headlines this morning, some Elon Musk and his social media site X.
The platform has been struggling to attract and keep users ever since Musk bought the site back in 2022. Last month, X, formerly known as Twitter, had 27 million active daily users in the U.S., but that's down 18% from the previous year. Worldwide numbers are down 15% from the previous year. Musk posted on X claiming the people behind the report didn't have the right data.
A big change for Chick-fil-A's chicken. The company is shifting away from antibiotic-free chicken starting this spring because of supply chain issues. It's moving from a no antibiotics ever policy to no antibiotics important to human medicine. That means some antibiotics may be used if the chickens become sick. Chick-fil-A was antibiotic-free for 5 years.
Remember when a big influx of people up north moved down here to Florida right after the pandemic? Well, now there is a group moving back up north. Thousands of retirees are heading to Appalachia, the mountain range from northern Georgia through western Pennsylvania. The reason? Rising cost of living and the threat of hurricanes. The trend started back in 2021 during the pandemic. It does continue to rise now. It's now starting to overwhelm those small communities, and locals really are not happy about all of these folks coming in.
We know that story. The Powerball continues to grow. Since no one won Saturday night's drawing, the jackpot now stands at $800 million. The one-time cash payout comes out to about $385 million, the 6th largest prize in the game's history. The next drawing is tonight.
All right.
Coming up on Good Day Orlando at 7:30, the NFL's annual league meeting is getting ready to kick off right here in Orlando.
It certainly is, and so we've got the latest on a busy slate on tap for the owners, since we've got that just ahead. Plus, it has now been 1 week since an iconic new Smyrna Beach restaurant went up in flames. The very latest on the efforts to bring Papa's back and what the owners have planned when we return. Don't go far.
Live from Fox 35 News, you're watching Good Day Orlando.
And good morning, everybody. Welcome to the 7:30 half hour of Good Day Orlando. It certainly is good to see you as always on this Monday morning. The sun is rising behind us, and look who's sitting next to me this morning. It is our very own David Martin.
And it's my honor to sit next to you, Danielle. Thank you. Yes, we are looking at a lot of news this half hour, so thanks for sticking around with us. A mobile home park in Orange County is being demolished. Hear from people living nearby who say it couldn't come soon enough.
Plus, a feud over financing is leading to fewer lifeguards for one coastal city. How much the county wants them to pay to keep.
And time is up for former President Donald Trump. The deadline for him to fork over nearly $500 million is here. We have analysis from former State Senate President Mike Herodopoulos coming up.
But first, let's get it over to Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner. He's got a look at what is shaping up to be a very pretty day today. Hi, Brooks.
Hey, guys. It will be a beautiful day today. And tonight, if you're up really late, we've got a partial lunar eclipse. It's going to be the edge of the Earth's shadow on the moon, peaking at about 3 in the morning. So you may notice it's going to be like looking at the moon through sunglasses. So that's kind of cool. Otherwise, you'll be sporting your sunglasses all day today with a bright and beautiful Monday. Highs today reaching close to 80 degrees. Live view from Launch Credit Union Cam looking at the mariner of the seas. 64 degrees at Port Canaveral right now. And look at that sunrise at Daytona Beach. Heads up, though, spring break for Volusia and Brevard counties. Big waves coming in, high surf advisories, rip current risk extreme today. It's advised you stay out of the water. Enjoy the views. Just don't go in the water. Safety first on a day like this. Make sure if you do, there's a lifeguard in view. Bus stop forecast. Temperature around 60 degrees at 8 o'clock and warming up to nearly 80. So just a beautiful afternoon. We're back to school for Orange County and Seminole County schools this week, but it's all about spring break this week, the final week of spring break for Brevard County and Volusia County. 66 degrees right now in Bithlo, 67 in Titusville, 70 at Cocoa Beach, 58 right now in Ocala, and winds busy out of the east about 25 miles per hour at the beaches. Well, here's your hour-by-hour forecast, our furcast with Miss Pepper saying, don't forget me, I'm a little rat terrier that loves to hunt lizards, and I need a walk today. Well, that's what her owner said. She said she loves to hunt lizards. 69 degrees at 11, 79 degrees at 4. A beautiful day. What's not so beautiful are the roads. Let's take a look at Sky Fox traffic. First off, our Lake Mary Tower cam here in Seminole County. Looking at traffic slow and go as it comes inbound from the Volusia County area. Otherwise, a couple of accidents to report. New accidents. This is on I-4 near the Orlando outlets. Crash on the westbound lanes heading toward Tampa right at the Vineland Premium Outlets. And so that's going to back us up a little bit. Inevitably. Hasn't done so yet, but it will. Another one that's just coming in, this one right over Lake Monroe. This is a multi-vehicle crash in Volusia County on I-4 westbound. So this is coming inbound. So there's going to be backups from Deltona right before Dirksen Drive, and the on-ramp there is closed. Now that's always a trouble spot, and then when you throw in an accident, that just adds insult to injury. And that's resulting in a 59-minute drive time. That's about 20 minutes longer than normal from Daytona to Orlando. All right, guys, more on this developing traffic situation coming up, and more on our weather forecast featuring a warming trend with some rain midweek.
We will take it. Thanks so much, Brooks. It is now 7:33, and right now owners and workers alike at a Volusia County staple are still trying to figure out how they're going to move forward after a massive fire destroyed the restaurant last weekend. Pappas served New Smyrna Beach for 50 years before this fire. It was even the backdrop and scenes for an upcoming movie with Brad Pitt. Owners tell Fox 35 there are plans to rebuild, but they aren't sure just how long that could take. In the meantime, all of the employees are out of work right now, and so for now, staff will have to find another way to keep a roof over their heads.
Most people, myself included, don't just live paycheck to paycheck. We live paycheck till Monday. And unfortunately, that doesn't stop just because your place of business is gone.
And Elizabeth Blatt tells us that she is hopeful that the community will return some of the positive energy they've shared over the years. In the short term, the restaurant owners have started to raise money for their workers.
In a Fox 35 update, a mobile home park in East Orlando deemed unsafe is now the site of demolition. Crews have spent the last few days tearing the property down. Fox 35's Patrick Perez reports from Lake Downey Mobile Home Park.
It is now 7:35. Swim at your own risk. A funding feud is leaving Cocoa visitors without lifeguards right now. This is all happening right in the middle of a very busy spring break season. As of yesterday, Cocoa Beach had not paid the $89,000 for 4 additional seasonal lifeguards, and so the extra watchtowers did not go up at Cocoa Beach Pier, Shepherd Park, and Tulip Avenue over the weekend. The city argues the county is responsible for paying the lifeguards.
Still fully believe that it is the obligation of the county to take care of the lifeguards.
At one point, Cocoa Beach paid about 6% of the cost for seasonal lifeguards, which was about $80,000. The county now wants to split that cost 50-50, which means the city would pay about $700,000 a year. The county argues the city can afford it because it generates $3 million from paid parking every year.
In political headlines this morning, it is deadline day for former President Donald Trump. He has just hours left to come $454 million to pay the bond in his New York civil fraud trial. If he doesn't secure the money today, New York's Attorney General plans to start seizing Trump's assets. And joining us live now is former State Senate President Mike to talk about this. Mike, good morning to you, my friend.
Great to see you, David. Good morning.
Good morning. Right, and as you mentioned, numbers soar when this stuff happens. So, former State Senate President Mike Herodopoulos, thank you very much. Have a great week, my friend.
Thanks, David. Great to see you on the desk.
7:40 is the time. Still ahead on Good Day Orlando this morning. Baseball's biggest star is now under the microscope.
Yeah, Shohei Ohtani is set to respond to an investigation into a gambling scandal from his first comments later this morning.
Plus, a project to help one Orange County community avoid future flooding. What leaders are planning in Orla Vista. Before we go, let's go ahead and take a live look through our Kia Center camera this morning. It looks great out there. Traffic also looking great out there. What a beautiful morning. Get out there and enjoy. You've got to go to work. Listen, try to enjoy that as well, right? We'll be right back.
An unsolved murder from the 90s.
There's no case that should be left behind.
Police identified the victim with DNA.
It seems like science fiction, but it's science fact.
Could new clues catch a killer?
No one should wait decades for answers.
Central Florida's True Crime Files, Tuesday at 10.
There's a new way to watch us. Use the remote and download the Fox Local app.
Good Day Orlando is brought to you in part by the Orlando Sanford International Airport.
David Martin, our ship has come in.
Look at this.
Does not look good.
Is that Disney?
Nice. I don't know. I can't see that. It may be a Disney cruise. That would be a wonderful cruise to have as our folks get off that ship, our visitors, and then other people get on to cruise out into the Caribbean. What a wonderful, wonderful thing for them. Turning our attention to Orange County now this morning. These retention ponds we're going to show you here in just a bit in Orla Vista, they are going to be deepened to help avoid flooding in the neighborhood. Speaking of project completion, the little rain we had over the weekend and just that slight chill, you told me, wah, that's the last of winter.
Oh, yeah. I hope it was good for you.
It was.
We're back to warm stuff.
Weekend.
It's beautiful, and it'll be beautiful today. Upper 70s today, breezy, if not kind of windy. You know, we got a severe weather threat across the deep south, especially Mississippi and Louisiana, southeastern Arkansas. Tornadoes on the way. This severe weather threat stays, though, in the deep south. However, the system producing it, this cold front, will be ours on a Thursday. By the time it gets here, it loses all of its punch. In fact, we'll just have a couple of showers. For the school bus stop forecast, 64 degrees at 8 and up to 79 by 3. It's back to school today for Orange County and for Seminole County schools. It's only Brevard County and Fallujah County in our local viewing area on spring break this week. All right, let's take a look at our Skyfox traffic. We've got an accident. This one, unfortunately, is what's called an injury accident. Injuries at the scene of this on 408 westbound near Anderson Street. This is a camera in the vicinity. We don't have a camera on the actual accident itself, but this is going to be a problem near downtown Orlando. Whenever you have those injury accidents, usually means that the slowdown somewhat extended. Otherwise, around the region, we've got another one. This is a multi-vehicle crash in Volusia County on I-4. Once you get up inbound just before Lake Monroe, it often slows down here anyway, but now I've got this accident, so it's backing up traffic significantly, and it's resulting in delays of upwards of 20 minutes or so from Daytona Beach into Orlando. Other drive times from Osceola Parkway to Colonial Drive, normal drive time 17 minutes. This has taken us about 25 minutes on I-4 East. All right, that's the latest from the weather and the traffic centers. We'll talk about a midweek cold front coming up in just a bit. All right, back to you guys.
Still ahead on Good Day Orlando, why a bill just signed by President Biden bans pride flags from flying over certain government buildings.
And before we go to break, on Friday we met Tony Taggart from Sanford and his son Owen. They were so excited to tour our Good Day Orlando and Fox 35 studios and, of course, take home that $500 check, right? Tony is the latest winner in our Good Day Orlando cash giveaway. After the show, they dropped by to pick up that check for $500. They also dropped off a pecan pie that Tommy made himself. We were so excited to meet them. That pecan pie was delicious as well. Tony plans to spend the cash on a new computer in Brooks, a picture of his next big catch to post. It was great meeting the Taggarts. Good morning to you, Central Florida. Stay with us. Good Day Orlando continues.
The Mission Control Camera is sponsored by Launch Credit Union.
At 5 before the hour, there's a lot more coming up in the 8 o'clock hour of Good Day Orlando. And so here's a look at the stories that we're working on for you this morning. Let's go ahead and start with Fox 35's Amanda McKenzie. Good morning.
Good morning. More Floridians are making their way back to U.S. soil after being trapped in Haiti during this violent conflict. I'll have a live report on the rescue flight still to come.
It'll be a breezy and beautiful day today with highs around 80. days for midweek, followed by a little bit of rain. Coming up, we'll talk about this coming in for Thursday as we look ahead to an otherwise spectacular Easter weekend. Plus, your latest reports of the weather where you live.